All right, guys, welcome to this episode of Vertcoin Talk. This episode is the June 2019 developer update. So just wanted to thank everybody for joining us here today. Today we're going to be going over some exciting news coming out of the Vertcoin developer camp, and we're going to get right into it right now. So here we're going to be looking at the developer update, which just got released today. So hopefully you guys have had a chance to check that out. There is a link to it down in our description. So if you wanted to follow along with me, you're more than welcome to click on that link and then follow along. If you're listening to the audio version of this, obviously I'm going to go over the majority of the developer update, so you can just listen and stay tuned. So we're going to dive right into it. First thing we're going to hit up today is going to be the one-click miner rewrite. So I know a lot of people really like the one-click miner. They like the software and kind of how user-friendly it is. It makes it very easy for the average Joe to get in and start mining. So one of the initiatives that we're taking up, and really this is kind of spearheaded by Vertcoin, is that we're going to rewrite it. So we're going to try and make it even more one-click. Basically, you're going to be able to have your wallet. You're going to have the miner. All of that stuff is going to be integrated in, and it's going to look nice and clean. It's going to kind of follow the same style that our website currently has. So here you can kind of see a screenshot. And I'm going to showcase some other screenshots of the software just to show you kind of the look and feel that we're going with. The cool thing about this is that I think the majority of the development has already been funded. So one of the things that we're trying this time, since a lot of our development funds have been going towards the development of Verthash, is we wanted to see what the community felt like about an initiative such as rewriting the one-click miner to be in a different language and just to have a different look and the different architecture surrounding it. So Vertcoin put out he just put out a Reddit post basically saying, that over the past few months we have had a few discussions about redoing the one-click miner. The main idea is to add a built-in wallet. And support for Linux. We want to make this truly one click, because right now if you use the one-click miner, it's kind of 3, maybe 4 clicks if you know exactly what you're doing. But we want to make this as truly one click as possible. So everybody loves the idea, but doing something only in our spare time is difficult. And it's very slow to cover a lot of ground. So Vertcoin, he had an idea. He wanted to see if he could work on this stuff during normal business hours. So he is a self-employed full-time blockchain developer. So if he's working on stuff during his regular business hours, that's eating into other projects that he could be working, because at the end of the day, all the work that we do here at Vertcoin is volunteer. So this is kind of if you want this to come about in a quick manner, then the community can go forth and fund this full-time work during regular business hours. So he came up with a sponsorship idea, and so far the whole idea has been a big hit. The one-click miner rewrite was funded in about 24 hours, which means that there's a lot of excitement surrounding this particular piece of software. So the community definitely was behind it. But you can track the progress. So if we look here, we'll just open this up. You can look at the progress here. So Vertcoin is putting up daily updates. He kind of... of course, this is all going to be open source and things of that nature, but he's kind of going through and documenting what he's working on, when he's working on it, and the milestones that he's trying to hit and things of that nature, different support and stuff. But so far, you can see that he's listed out exactly what he's done every day. Things are moving along relatively quickly. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to get this rolled out within a short time frame. But you can check that out. If you go to the developer update, you can follow this real time. If you have any questions of him, of course, he's always in the Discord. You can ask him any questions that you have with this particular project. So the reason also that he's available to do this, not only are we funding him to work on this during normal business hours, but most of the development from a engineering standpoint for Verthash has already been completed. Right now we're in the miner building phase, which is not under his stewardship, so he freed him up a little bit in order to work on this particular project. So we're excited with the growth that this is bringing to Vertcoin. Hopeful for the future, the project can be funded in this way too. So we're thinking that if this, so far it's been a hit, but if this continues to be an idea, instead of just having a developer fund that is just sitting there, we can come up with some different types of ideas for software, advancements in certain places, and then put it out there as its own individual fund and see, okay, is the community really behind this? Do they really want us to work on this? Because I know a lot of people have complained that it takes a while to get stuff done. It takes a while to get updates, and kind of like our fork back in January, that was 3 months of just solid. We knew we had a deadline, and we just did everything. We pushed everything out of our personal lives in order to make that happen. But it was very demanding as far as a group of volunteers doing this in our spare time, trying to make that done and done right. Because it takes hours and hours and hours to validate the code changes and making sure that there aren't any bugs or anything of that nature. So we're trying this approach. We're testing it, see how we like it. So far, it's been a success. We'll see what things we can do with it in the future. But so this is a little image, and if you guys are listening to the audio version of this, you're not going to be able to see this. But if you swing over to our Discord and you go into the development channel, these screenshots are available there. So that's something else. When we're developing stuff, we put that stuff out into our Discord. If you're not in our Discord and you're always wondering, like, we never hear any updates, we never hear anything about what's going on, it's because you're not in the right spot. Yeah, granted, we put a lot of stuff out on social media, but the majority of our daily updates, the stuff that aren't like, okay, well, this is newsworthy, we need to push this out, that stuff gets pushed out on social media. But our day-to-day, us testing stuff, us, basically using the Discord like a focus group, that is all happening in the Discord. So you need to be in there. If you're not in there, then you're missing out on a lot of cool development. You're missing out on a lot of ways to input what you think should happen with the project. So if you're feeling left out, if you feel like you're not hearing anything, if you're tired of just hearing stuff on Twitter or what have you, there's a way to fix that. Get in Discord. So these are the different this is kind of the way we're looking about going the one-click miner. So you can see it kind of has that same look and feel as our website, very minimalistic, and also we're giving you estimated payouts. So this is one of the things that a lot of people like about NiceHash is when they're mining, they can see, oh, I'm possibly earning this much today. So here you're getting expected earnings with your particular hash rate. So you see you have a wallet and then you have send coins. Here's how you send the coins. So your wallet's built in. So so you don't have to put a wallet address in, which is part of that. If you run the one-click miner, you have to also have the wallet. You got to pull the wallet address from the wallet, put it in the one-click miner, all this other stuff. So this, your wallet address is automatically generated. And then if you want to send the coins, you just put in the receiving address, and then we also have a password built into this. So we want to make this kind of as secure as possible. Since we are tying a wallet to the miner, we want to make sure that security is implemented in here. So you have a way to send the coins that you mine. So here you can see you're sending a certain amount here. There's your address. You type in your wallet address, and then your coins have been sent. That is it. So and then it tells you, your coins have been sent to this address. So right now, that's it. It is as simple as possible. And we think that this is going to bring even more of your average users. Now, your power users, the guys who have the big mining farms and stuff of that nature, they don't care about any of this. They're running. They know how to go in there and change the difficulty and all the other stuff inside the code line. That's not necessarily what this particular product is targeted at. This particular product is targeted at the average gamer, the average person who leaves their computer on, who plays video games 2 to 3 hours a night, but it's just sitting there otherwise. This product is targeted at those individuals, getting them into the mining scene, getting them into being interested in the crypto, and utilizing that hardware that they've already paid for and trying to earn something back, be able to earn some Vertcoin so that they can then go and spend that however they wish. Obviously, the goal is that they should be able to spend that anywhere for any goods or services, but obviously we're going to start, where we are right now and to continue to grow as far as merchants come aboard. So, let me know what you guys think. If you want to see, if you have any suggestions as to the layout, looks, feels, anything of that nature. Obviously, this is on a Mac because our minimize and exits on the right hand side. So, but if the same look's going to be on a PC, and we're also trying to build this for Linux as well. If you want to see what's being updated, right here, we're getting status updates every day that this stuff is being worked on in detail. So you can take a look at this, give us feedback. You can look at the repo, you can look at the new at the binaries as they're being worked on and stuff. That's one thing. If anybody can fault Vertcoin, it's that we are a lot of times much more open than we should be. We let you follow us along as we stumble, as we find dead ends, and we have to rewrite back. Take a look at VertHash. We thought we had a particular idea, but then we hit a roadblock because it was going to negatively impact certain aspects of cryptocurrencies that in the long term are going to be a necessity. So we had to rewrite some of that and go back. So you guys are kind of following along with us as we go about doing this. So let me know what you think with regards to the one-click miner update. Like I said, we're hoping to get this done fairly quickly, since we are paying to have somebody full-time work on this, as opposed to this stuff being done in your spare time. If you think about how much time you have to spare to work on a project, it takes you a long time. You really have to sit down and dedicate time. And unfortunately, everybody on our team are not millionaires. We didn't get to have the big ICO and pre-mines, so we're just sitting on tons of funds. We're just average miners and average people who are interested in cryptocurrency just like you guys. So being able to do this full time with YurtJap is a wonderful thing. And yeah, so if you like this idea, you like the way that we're going about the sponsorship idea, let us know in Discord, and it will shape kind of how we go about the initiatives of doing projects and stuff like that in the future. This is kind of like a bounty system, but it's just we're calling it a sponsorship because we're putting the idea out there, and we have a developer who's ready to work on the idea. They just need to be able to cover their costs of working on it for the duration when they would normally be working at retail value for something else. So the next thing we're going to touch on is VertHash. So it's kind of been going in all of our updates here over the last few months because this is the next big thing. Some might think that the one-click miner is a big thing, but that's just kind of icing on the cake. This is the foundation of the cake. So this is VertHash here. So a lot of changes have been made to VertHash, the GPU miner. So and something else to take note of is that if you're not in our Discord, we do have a section called Vertcoin Updates. It's it's where the meta is. So you have server info, new members, announcements, and then you have Vertcoin Updates. That's where anybody on the mod team, the marketing team, the development team, the foundation, anybody, anything that's happening, anything that we're doing, we can post an update in there right away, and you can see that. Now, the announcements channel is really, this is for big announcements. This is, the developer update. We're going live on YouTube. VertHash fork is coming up, those things. But these little details that people really don't get to see a lot of, we'll talk about it in general, but it's kind of hard to go back and filter through all of that because there's a lot of discussion going on in there. So we made a channel specifically just for Vertcoin updates. So when we're talking with a wallet that wants to list us, and then we find out no, they want 4 Bitcoin in order to get listed. We share that with you guys that hey, we attempted this. This is our feedback that we got. Obviously, right now it's not a good ROI on those funds. This is kind of the status, and people can see that. Now you can't type in there or anything of that nature. It's just purely for information's sake. So we're trying to find different avenues to be able to give you guys more information all the time. So with the updates, we got a new pipeline for CUDA and OpenCL backend. So this is better performance per watt and reduced memory requirements. Now, obviously this is kind of an open-ended thing. It's not too specific yet because we want to wait for the miners to get finished, because if we say something very specific and kind of how we're doing this to make it more efficient per watt, but if we change something between now and then just because we found a better idea or something else, then this information is now wrong. So we're kind of leaving this a little bit open-ended and not getting too detailed with it right yet. So we have a new build system. So this removed and changed several dependencies, and this will simplify the Windows platform, getting that set up. And we have a new configuration options with more error checks, just doing better Q&A, trying to make it much easier for you guys as miners to be able to get in there and mine Vertcoin. Check out the Vertcoin developments when you see, you'll see some more updates as we go along building this. But right now, VertHash as a concept, as an algorithm, is done. I don't think we have any more updates coming to that. We're building the miners right now. So once those get completed, we'll test those on the test net. We'll set a fork date. We'll let everybody know. Everybody will be able to participate in the fork on the test net, and you'll be able to mine with it. So you'll get to see kind of how the performance and things of that is happening. And then once we get all of the bugs worked out, covered everything, cross our T's, dot our I's, then we will set the block for us to do the fork on the main net. So just be sure to pay attention. Of course, as soon as this comes out on testnet, we're going to be blasting this all over the place, so all of you guys are going to hear about that, even if you're not really paying attention. So we're touching on the website. We just redid this at the beginning of last month, but we think the simplistic of the new design will make it easier for new users to understand what we stand for without all the filler and that most cryptocurrencies include. At the end of the day, when somebody's coming on board to the cryptocurrency scene, it's very overwhelming, and we want to make it as simple as possible. And like I stated in our last Vertcoin talk, Vertcoin is a GPU mineable Bitcoin. That is the essence of the new website, because it's true. You can't mine Bitcoin with graphics cards. And we are fundamentally Bitcoin in the sense of code and everything of that nature. We have some different block times and stuff, but other than that, we're pretty much Bitcoin, and you can mine us with a graphics card. So head over to the website. I got that pulled up here. As you can see, we have our little video that I'll play on here every once in a while. But bunch of fundamentals, Bitcoin versus Vertcoin, a lot of different technical things and things of that nature. So get over there and check that out. So, big update with regards to the Vertcoin Foundation. We have been waiting on the IRS to get a letter letting us know that, hey, we have the 501c3 status, or we got rejected. And instead, we got a letter this month, or in the month of June, giving us a list of questions that they needed clarification on. So, I had a phone call with the IRS agent that is handling our claim, and right now we're currently going through the questions that they asked of us, and we're trying to answer those. And our deadline is in a few weeks, but we're hoping to get that out. And then at that point, if they have any follow-up questions, they'll reach back out to us, or if they deem us, fittable for the 501c3, then they will assign us that, or they could reject us. So it's really up into the IRS's hands right now. I know somebody in the Discord earlier was asking, what type of questions are they going to be asking? So let's see here. Let me pull that up. All right. So some of the things that they're trying to get an idea about. So they're asking about potential details or descriptions of your past, present, and future activities. So what specific activities do you conduct? Who participates in these activities? Where do you conduct the activities? So one of the major hiccups, I guess you could say, when it comes to the 501c3 status with the IRS for us is all of our stuff is online. So we essentially function around the world. Wherever the protocol is accepted and it's not blocked by your country's firewall or anything of that nature, you theoretically can be involved in the operations of Vertcoin from a blockchain perspective. So normally whenever you file something with the IRS that you want to become a nonprofit, they are very... They dig deep into the details when it comes to anything foreign, as far as operations overseas or anything of that nature. And then when it comes to granting any funds to any foreign operatives or anybody that could funnel that money to terrorism or anything of that nature. So that's kind of some of the questions that they're asking. Donating funds or paying for expenses to individuals. We have to detail kind of who we're paying that stuff for. Obviously one of the hiccups that we're running in with there is that we have some developers that are outside of the United States. And in this case, such as your Jap, if we were paying him through the foundation's funds that have been raised, obviously with him, it's very easy. Know your customer is applied when it comes to the IRS. So we need to know him, his business license, all of that information, because the IRS, their number one thing is that they want to make sure that if we are sending funds that have been donated to the Vertcoin Foundation at a tax-exempt status, that we're not funneling those funds to terrorism, or we're not funneling it to somebody who could use it in a malicious way to hurt the United States, or blah, 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 blah. So we have to know who our developers are. We have to be able to document that and then be able to provide that information to the IRS if we get audited. So those are some of the main questions that they're, the Office of Foreign Asset Control, a lot of legalese type stuff when it comes to the government and dealing with stuff outside of the border. Obviously, if we didn't have any developers outside of the United States, if we don't have any physical presence outside of the United States, but if the fact that we do have developers that are working on the project, that are contributing, that are part of the foundation outside of the United States, that adds some other questions that needed clarification. So they also wanted to know our annual revenues and expenses, which is great because we disclose those to you guys every single month, what we take in, what we don't. Now, the downside is that the IRS only works in dollars, not Vertcoin. So we have to figure out a way to convert that so that they understand, because I guess in the IRS's eyes, Vertcoin is not worth anything because it's not a government-backed currency that is issued around the world. So that's where, we got to, get some information with regards to that and put that in there. Then the last question that they asked us is they wanted us to explain how our cryptocurrency system works and what types of goods and services will be traded for the cryptocurrency. So this allows us to go into detail with how our cryptocurrency has been developed. The fact that we have no ICO, no pre-mine. Now, obviously, if we throw that jargon out there, the IRS inspector who's looking over our application has no idea what that is. So we have to go in and explain that. We have to explain, that legal letter that we paid our lawyers for about 6-7 months ago, certifying in their legal opinion that we are a commodity, not a security. Those things and all of the work that we've done in order to keep ourselves on the straight and narrow, to make sure that we're not getting mixed up with any type of security issues or anything when it comes to the SEC. All of that work that we've done, to keep that spotless reputation from a project perspective, this is where that pays off, because you can't come in and have an ICO, have airdrops, have a pre-mine, all this other kind of not shady stuff, but stuff that definitely sticks you into the security category. You can't have all of that and then go to the IRS and be like, I want a 501c3. I promise I've done nothing that could cause me to enrich myself by going about doing this. Because that's where they're going to slap you across the face. But that's kind of the status. That's what we're dealing with right now. As far as the IRS, like I said, we got to get the responses back out here in a few weeks. So hopefully, depending on their workload, it may take a month and a half, maybe 2 months, depending on how much research they do with the information that we give back to them. They could come back and ask some more questions, or they could approve us, or they could deny us. So that's all still on the table, but that's the current status of the Vertcoin Foundation. We are working very hard just to make sure that we provide all the information to them, because I'm trying to go about this with the understanding that the individual who's going to be reviewing this content is not a cryptocurrency expert. They do not know what gravity well and all this other stuff. So I want to provide technical in-depth detail, but also want to provide like a 30,000 foot view version of the blockchain, just to give them an idea, a sense of kind of what we're doing from a blockchain perspective. And we're going the route of education and open source software development. So that's kind of how we're going about getting the 501c3. Is one, we educate people on blockchain, but also all of our software is open source. It's not for profit. No one is getting enriched off of it or anything of those natures. So that's what allows us to be able to go that route of the 501c3. So I'm going to go through the entire development update, because last time I missed like half of it, and I actually had to come back and start the show over, kind of did like that fake ending. So I'm going to go through all of this, then we're going to go and hit your questions. So if you guys have posted a question, I'm going to scroll back up through here, but if I don't get back to it, repost that question as we go along here. So that's it for the development side. So one-click miner redesign, so that's in the works. You can see the product, or the the product images coming out of that. Verthash, right now the miners are being built, so we're waiting on that from an architectural standpoint. The algorithm is complete. The website, we got that done last month, but we just wanted to touch on that here. So check that out. And then the foundation, you guys just got the update with regards to where we stand with the IRS and the progress that we're making on that. So all good stuff, all going down the road. Not bad for an all-volunteer team, outside of your chap, which he's getting, he's doing his hourly stuff with the one-click miner. But, we're working pretty hard in our spare time to be able to get all of this stuff done relatively quickly. I say it's not bad compared to some of these other projects who have full teams of 20 to 100 people paid full time, and they can't roll out updates in 6 months and stuff. So we're working pretty hard with that. So let's head into the marketing. We're halfway through the year in 2019. It's going by pretty fast. Much better trajectory than in 2018, where everything was kind of sliding off and stuff of that nature. But we kept plowing through it. That's one of the bonuses to having a volunteer team, is that the markets don't affect us, and we don't really worry about that because we're here for the technology and making sure that the technology's sound. So we had some quality marketing right here. We actually were looking at a very old Reddit called r/Vert instead of Vertcoin. And this little dino was on there. And this is kind of the original image right here, minus the pickaxe and stuff of that nature. And so we kind of nicknamed him Vertosaurus, and we had somebody redraw it. But this is kind of like a little mascot. You saw him in the thumbnail for this video. But this is kind of a play on the old Bitcoin meme where it was like magic computer money, come join us. And it had the wizard. So yeah, we're just having fun. I know we've pulled some of the fun out of the dev update, but we're just having some fun with that here. So this is what we've done for the month of June. We did one Vertcoin talk last month, which we covered the developer update for May and April. That thumbnail should have had April in it. I'm just noticing that now. Talked about some of the stuff that we did over those last 2 months. Off the chain series, so I'm kind of bringing this back just a little bit just to break down some of the key things that we're talking about whenever we go through the dev update, because these can be kind of long. And if you only have 5-10 minutes and you want to hit on a particular subject, I'm pushing those out over the course of the month. If I don't get to do another developer update or anything of that nature, then throughout the month, I'll push these out just so the content continues to flow. So we did a Verthash update, the brand new website, and then I actually talked about the SEC last month with regards to the big legal battle that's going on there, and kind of how we're not worried at all. Like I said during the IRS portion of this show, we've gone above and beyond out of our way to make sure that we are safe and that we're doing everything the way that we're supposed to be doing it. So we're in good compliance with everybody. So you can check those out there. Make sure to subscribe to all of our broadcasting channels. So we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we're on DLive. The audio version of this show will be available on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Podcasts. So if you can't check it out live, you can always come back and listen to the audio version. Normally I have that up about a half a week later, once we can get that all rendered out and everything of that nature. So one other big update. So on the YouTube channel, if you're using the Brave browser, you should be able to see where you can tip us using the Brave browser on YouTube. You can see it on the website. You can see it, I think, on our Twitch as well. But so we have signed up for the Brave rewards, the creator rewards. So now you can tip us on all of those programs. We don't have the Vertcoin Twitter just yet, but we're trying to get that one squared away, so that you can tip on there as well. But all tips, they go into a wallet, and then once there's a significant amount, I don't know what the significant amount would be, then we will convert those over to Vertcoin and put them over into the developer fund. So everything that's donated through the Brave browser will go to the developer fund, so that we can continue to build software down the road. So also, this is second month of us running ads on Google and on YouTube. So we've made some adjustments in the keywords, made some different targeting adjustments with the ads, and we're going to continue to run these. We did include some graphics, so if you're watching the audio, or if you're listening to the audio version, you're not going to be able to see this, but we do have some graphics from our results for the last 30 days. And also, if you have any possible things that you think would be a good addition to this ad campaign, please let us know in the marketing channel in our Discord. But here you can see last 30 days, we spent about $187.23. We've had 8.3 thousand interactions, 16.2% interaction rate. and 51,000 impressions. So as you can see, the daily cost per device, we're definitely spending more money on mobile right now. I know we're working on building a tracking mechanism so that we can track the campaigns because right now we're kind of hitting the one-click miner. That's what we want. We want to get people mining the network. We want to get them involved in mining. So the downside of that is you can't download the miner on a mobile device, but the majority of people who are surfing social media, Google searches and stuff of that nature, they are on their mobile devices. It's just a reality of the internet age that we're in right now. So we're going to look at tweaking this once we can get some more tracking, because we really want to see kind of how many people actually go through the process of downloading the miner. But this is what we can see so far. Mobile is king from what we can tell. The different interactions and rates by device. So here you can see everything is just, it's kind of spread out. And then we have our click-through rate. The Vertcoin.org, this is the Google search ads. That campaign right there, and then the Vertcoin intro video. So this is the intro video you see whenever you come to our YouTube channel. That is playing inside of YouTube. So we're not getting nearly as many click-throughs, but we are getting a lot of views. So if anybody has ads on on YouTube and you're not using an ad blocker, the majority of the time people just hit skip. They don't actually click on the ad, but eyeballs are seeing it, and they're targeting specific keywords. So if people are looking for crypto videos, mining videos, and things of that nature, they should be seeing the Vertcoin ad. It's not even an ad, it's just the intro video to Vertcoin. So just getting people exposed to it. So you can see that information here. So we're going to dive into, we're still looking at sponsoring gaming streamers and tournaments. We had a few inquiries last month. We want to give it one more month for anybody who is interested in this. If you have already sent in your suggestions, you don't need to send it in again. We have those cataloged. We're ready to go as far as deciphering what's going to be our best ROI when it comes to sponsoring. But we wanted to give one more month, one more update, one more announcement that, hey, this is what we're looking to do. We want to sponsor some gaming streamers or some game tournaments. Please send an email over to Vertcoin.org, or let us know in the marketing channel in Discord and just give us some information. Obviously, if you say, hey, we want you to sponsor our tournament, we're going to be like, okay, well, we need some more information. When, how many people are showing up, things of that nature. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take all of the stuff that we've gathered over the course of this month and last month, and we're going to figure out where's going to be our best use of funds to get the Vertcoin name, idea, concept out to people in the gaming community. So if you know anybody, or if you would just want to pass this on to somebody that you might think might be interested, please have them reach out to us. So kind of teased this last month, and you can see it. It's right over my shoulder here. I have a Vertcoin sign now. Now this one, if you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen this already, because I shared it as soon as I got it. But this is a one-of-a-kind, because we got this built, and then once I saw the image of it, I thought, man, that would really look good with the Vertcoin name underneath of it instead of just the logo. So all Vertcoin little crypto signs moving forward will have the Vertcoin logo underneath of it. And I know one is already, the last I checked with him, one has already been purchased with the Vertcoin name underneath of it. But these are, and he accepts Vertcoin as payment. So here you can see crypto signs under Twitter. He has his, and I think I shared the website last time, but this is what it looks like. So this hangs out over my shoulder, and that stays on the Vertcoin green color. Now here you can change it a whole bunch of different other colors, because you get this little remote, and it allows you to change it to a bunch of different colors and things of that nature, but I keep it on the green. So now, if you want one, please check those out. Now, one other thing, I might do this in a future video. He sent me over some of these different little chips. So I don't know if you guys can see those here, but these are actually, let me do this. I'm going to go back to the scene here with no monitor, so my image is a little bit bigger. So as you can see here, these little Vertcoin chips, check these out. These are awesome. So what this guy does is he has a laser engraving machine, and he has a, and I do woodworking and stuff on the side. I don't do as much since I've had a little girl, but it has a wood insert right there in these little chips. And I mean, it's awesome. I got 3 of them. So in a future Vertcoin talk, I'm actually going to give 2 of these, because I'm going to keep one for myself because they're pretty cool. But I'm going to give them away. So make sure and pay attention. I'm not going to say when I'm going to give it out, but it will be in a future Vertcoin talk. I'm going to do leave a comment. So I've seen some YouTubers do this where you leave a comment inside of the video, and then the next one will do a random drawing. But I'm going to give those away. So you'll just, there'll be 2 winners. One will go to each, and I'll cover the shipping cost of it and things of that nature. But check those out in a future Vertcoin talk where you can see how to win those. We'll see how that goes here in a future talk. So, one other thing we wanted to talk about, let me go back to the screen here. There we go. So BC Bitcoin listed Vertcoin. So they reached out to us and let us know that, hey, we want to list you guys as a pairing on our exchange. And we, looked in them a little bit, said, yeah, sure. That's great. We don't charge anybody to list Vertcoin on your exchange. It's all free, open source, so you do with that as you wish. As the disclaimer that we have issued with all exchanges, and we're going to continue to issue them, is that, always use centralized services at your own risk. But we did want to announce this here that they had added Vertcoin here. So, this is kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. So this is the Vertcoin updates channel. So here you can see from earlier this month, we're just putting in updates. So, as we're getting Vert hash mining hash rates, and these are all working in progress, checking to see if Vertcoin can be added to Trust Wallet. So you can see kind of how we're working about stuff, and the responses we're getting. So you can see that man on the right, he checked to see if Trust Wallet would accept Vertcoin. So there's not enough market cap according to Trust Wallet. So, that lets you know that, we're not just sitting here doing nothing. We are reaching out to these other entities and trying to get Vertcoin, on these entities, is so that more people has access to different tools and things of that nature to share around and to spend their Vertcoin. So you can see that there. Vertbase donated 125 Vertcoin to the marketing fund, so wanted to thank them. We'll make sure to put that towards some ads and some other good stuff. So this is something that they do every month. They give back to the projects. This has kind of been a repeating thing that you've seen here on the Vertcoin Talk. But anybody who gives a donation, especially an exchange or something of that nature, we want to recognize that. The other big one, so CoinZark. So CoinZark used to be VertPig. And if anybody, I did want to make this announcement. Anybody who had funds on VertPig whenever the oopsie happened and the funds got lost, you should be completely backfilled and paid. So all of your funds should be available for withdrawal now on CoinZark. So if you go over and check his Twitter and stuff of that nature, or if you go to our Reddit, it will tell you what you need to do in order to withdraw your funds. But everything has been paid back. So this should be a milestone in cryptocurrency history. So most exchanges that have an oopsie and they go away, they get hacked, they claim somebody stole some, most of them disappear, they're gone, you never hear from them again. This one, I will give it to Adam that he said he would pay back, and he has done so. He's paid everyone back. Everyone that I know that had funds on the exchange, I didn't have any on there, but anybody that had funds on the exchange has been paid back. So I'm hoping that it sucked not having your coins for 6, 7 months, 8 months. How long has it been? For that duration, but you've been made whole. So hopefully that is good. And in the same day, Adam from CoinZark announced that he has contributed 4,000 Vertcoin to cover the cost of the first 5 days of working on the one-click miner rework. So remember how I said that the work had kind of been funded? This was a huge part of that. So CoinZark stepped up and they funded a lot of that work that's going to be done on the one-click miner. So I want to give a big round of applause and thanks for him for doing that. And the last little bit that I wanted to touch on here is Accept Cryptos now uses Vertcoin as well. So their kind of whole business plan and things of that nature is to get more businesses to use cryptocurrency in order to accept, the cryptocurrency for funds, services, and they're really based in Australia. So either Digibyte, Litecoin, Bitcoin, or Vertcoin. So these are the 4 coins that, as of this post here, June 28th, that they are supporting, allowing people to use those coins in order for businesses to accept those for goods and services. So a big shout out. This is one of the things that we want to do on the marketing side is, it's great to have coins. It's great to be able to mine them yourselves. It's great to contribute to consensus using your own hardware and your own computer that you use for gaming or what have you. But you want to be able to use the stuff. It's a currency. You want to get out and buy stuff, buy services, somebody's going to come. If you have a house and you need to get it power washed, I'd rather pay somebody in Vertcoin than pay them, go to the bank and pull money out of the bank, or pay them with a credit card or something of that nature. That's furthering that idea that you can contribute to the consensus of a global economic currency, and then also be able to use that to buy goods and services. So bravo on this. So that was it as far as the marketing stuff for this month. Key performance indicators stayed kind of flat. We did increase in our Discord members, so that's always good, but we did stay kind of flat. And then the developer fund, so we had 131.8 Vertcoin come into the marketing and advertising fund. We had almost 2,500 come into the general dev fund, which is great. Then expenditures, we only spent 330 Vertcoin on Google ads, so those ads that we were talking about last month. So that's what we spent that Vertcoin on there. That was our only expenditure for this month. So, and then we also have links and resources here. So yeah, that is the developer update for the month of June. So with that, we just want to make sure I'm not missing anything else. Nope, that's it. So with that, I'm going to look over here. Let's go into Q&A. So I'm going to scroll back up. Now, if I miss your question, please repost it. But we're going to go through Q&A here real quick and just and try and answer some of your questions as we go through this. So let's see here. We had Smokey asked about the Exodus wallet and us making peace, and James, who's in the chat here, he pointed out it's all up to them. This is really on them to be able to host the own server so that they can handle the insight interactions between our blockchain and their wallet, making sure that things are synced up. When it comes to the Exodus wallet, if you really want us on there, you have to demand that from Exodus. Unfortunately, it's not in our wheelhouse to really host all of the infrastructure that they need in order for their wallet to run properly. So let's see here. Gert putting in the work. Yep. Josiah, you had issues on Periscope on Twitter, so you jumped on here. Hey, Josiah. So Josiah's with Digibyte. Just wanted to say shout out to him. Sorry you had issues with Periscope. Let's see here. Fastest. Thanks for he's been doing a lot of translating and building websites and translating the dev updates and stuff to Portuguese. That's something that you may not know how to code. You may not know where you can contribute in the space of the team. This is something that is fundamentally needed, because unfortunately I don't think anybody on the team speaks or can write in Portuguese. So that's a valuable thing that helps us reach more people. Obviously English is the primary language of I think all of us, but not everybody speaks or writes or can read in English. So being able to translate that to different languages is a big bonus. So just want to thank him for all of that there. So let's see. Is AMD tied with NVIDIA, or is one better than the other at the moment? I imagine this is with regards to Verthash mining. So I don't know if one has the edge over the other. Like I said, we're still in the process of building the miners, but both Team Red and Team Green, AMD and NVIDIA, they're both going to have miners ready to go whenever we do the fork. So it's not like it's going to be, 2 years ago where basically NVIDIA was the only card that can mine Vertcoin and somewhat efficiently. Now we want them both to be kind of on even level playing field. I know that the new algorithm, and James can correct me in here if I'm incorrect in this, but from what I've observed, the new algorithm is very memory heavy. So cards that have more memory on them might be able to perform a little bit better, but it's always still just raw horsepower from a CPU or a GPU core perspective. So I imagine the Radeon 7. The 7 nanometer chip on there is going to be pretty good when it comes to mining, but we'll see once we get the miners squared away and we can get those actually out into the ether here. All right, let's see here. I hope that the U.S. government continues to feel that Vertcoin is worth nothing. That way they won't care if a privacy feature is implemented. I don't know if the U.S. government thinks that we're worth nothing necessarily, and I don't know how they feel when it comes to privacy tools and stuff of that nature. I mean, I guess that's a road we'll cross when we get there. But when we're dealing with legalese inside of the United States. We're always looking at it from a SEC perspective, because unfortunately that's the arena that we're playing in. Most of crypto doesn't know that, and they're very reckless in how they go about playing in this arena, but we are highly aware of it, and we are very cautious, and we're very calculated in how we go about doing things to make sure we come down on the right side of stuff. Let's see here. Try and find. Does that mean James Lovejoy is going to sell the top like Charlie Lee? I don't. Yeah, James doesn't have a lot of cryptocurrency, unfortunately. It's pretty expensive to be a student up in MIT, so I don't think he has a large holdings. So fastest Vertcoin poster. So I actually asked the guy who built the sign and stuff of that nature what it would cost to get something put up here. Right now, I don't know. So I'm going to have a whole new studio per se, the fall of next year. And I'm probably going to actually set my desk up and everything like that to be more of a broadcast from setup. And I don't know if a banner or what have you is in the works just yet. We'll see. If people want to donate directly to that and they want to see it, that's fine. But I do not want to take funds out of the marketing funds for something like that, because I really think that needs to go to getting new eyeballs on the project. But maybe we'll see. As I know some people have asked about that here in a few times. We'll see if that's going up. Let's see here. I have Vertcoin artwork on my website as well as t-shirts. Yeah. So crypto. Mikhail, I think I've shared some of his stuff before. He has different t-shirts and things of that nature. So check those out. Let's see. Can I ask an off-topic question? What is your take on the power of one launch that the guy from Tron is having with Warren or lunch with Warren Buffett? So I'll admit the lunch that the guy from Tron, which I think he invited a few other people from the crypto space with Warren Buffett. I will admit I'm not too up to date on it, because honestly, I don't think much is going to come out of it. Warren Buffett, he's not where he is because he's dumb. He's a smart man, and he knows what, he's made right decisions. I'm sure he's had some failures here and there, but if you look at I don't know how much money they paid to get that lunch, but I'm sure Warren Buffett's going to enjoy his food, and then Warren Buffett's going to go about his day. It's a good publicity thing. It's a good, it'll get some people from the outside, a lot of the financial world's talking about whoever shows up there with him. But I just, I feel like money could have been spent better to bring people into crypto. That's my opinion. But we'll see what comes out of it. Let's see here. Currently 18th on reimbursement. Nice job, team. Was VTC 51% attacked, and what can be done in the future to prevent it? So Todd, Vertcoin was 51% attacked, but that was last year. So that was when we were on the old algorithm. So Layer 2 Rev 2 that we developed a long time ago. Some ASIC miners were developed for that. And as soon as we found, because there was rumors of some ASIC miners, but nothing never really, we didn't want to preemptively do a hard fork until we had physical evidence, or we could verify somebody that we knew and could trust could put their eyes on that miner. And at that point, that's when the hash rate started to ramp up. And then things like NiceHash, those ASICs were pointed to NiceHash, and people could rent that hash power. And unfortunately, somebody rented that hash power and acted maliciously, and 51% attacked exchanges. No individuals were attacked, just an exchange from what I'm aware of. And we don't even know if they actually made off with anything, but it did happen. That's when we developed Layer 2 Rev 3, forked it at the beginning of February, end of January, and our hash rate got cut in half. No, if you go to crypto51.app or whatever, you can see that you can't even 51% attack us with rentable hash power from NiceHash. So it's not really an issue anymore. But yeah, that was the reason why we forked back in January. So let's see here. So Eric can share his art. Yeah. Actually, I think I have some art. Let me double check, because I think I stored some art that was sent in. Let me check here. This is the one thing I forgot to. So art contest, January. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I kind of already showed them a little bit here, but let's see. Let's open with. We're doing this live, people. We're doing it live. Let's do photos. So that was the Vertosaurus that got that got redrawn. This is the little art that I did. It's not really art. It's just me throwing crap together in Photoshop while I was waiting to do an event. So this was my version of Vertosaurus, more real life, you know. He's got the saddle, you know, and he's got the scythe right here, and he's coming after the A6. You know how it does. And then this was the thing that we showed at the very beginning with the Magic Computer Money. But that was all the art that we got for this month. So if you like, you know, if you want to make some Vertcoin art and stuff of that nature, send that over to Kanan@vertcoin.org or post it in our Discord and tag me in it, or tag one of the moderators or something like that, and they'll send it to me, and I'll showcase it on the next Vertcoin Talk. Let me go back to the chat here. Let's see. Hands. Let's see. Just checking this here. Regarding the marketing campaign, I'd suggest targeting gaming videos and live streams and sponsoring tech channels, Linus Tech Tips. Yeah, those are all areas that we're looking to reach out to. You know, Linus Tech Tips, I know he's into some crypto mining and stuff of that nature, but I'd imagine given the sponsorships and stuff that he does, he's rather pricey. I think it would cost a lot to do a sponsored video with him, but we'll inquire about it. And don't wait on us. If you think that might be a good fit, reach out yourself. Remember, you don't have to have an @vertcoin.org email address in order to contribute to this, or to reach out, or to try to make a point of contact. By all means, you know, be proactive, be an ambassador of the project yourself. So, we're looking into that. Let's see here. You can't explain it. Tides come in, tides go out. You can't explain that. BDF, I don't know. I got no idea what you're talking about there. So I think that's all the questions. Any other questions with regards to the update for this month? I know we got a lot of exciting stuff coming out. Make sure to follow us in our Discord, all of our social sites. You know, I'll come back down here. I think I have links down in the description, but you can see all the different links right here. Follow us on all of our social sites to keep up, and be in our Discord, man. That's where the development, the questions, the Q&A. We use Discord as it's kind of a focus group. You know, we throw ideas out there. We get ideas and stuff, and we mess around. I mean, you know, that's one of the things here is that we love. You know, we cut back a little bit on the inside jokes and stuff of that nature for public consumption here inside of the developer update. But you know, there is a culture inside of the Discord, and if you have a spare monitor at work or something like that, like I do, then you know it's always fun to be in there. So Mikhail, I know he does stuff over at Decentralized TV and Yen.io. I'd love to do an interview with you guys or Peter or anything of that nature. By all means, we'll have to get that squared away. I know my schedule as of late has been very busy, and a lot of our developers have been very busy. So Smokey, Treasure versus Ledger, we're supported on both. I have neither, but I know that some of our developers and other community members are heavily in favor of Treasure as far as a hardware wallet. But Vertcoin is supported on both, so you can have your pick there of that. So we don't have any other questions. Oh man, it's 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, man, get some sleep. Trust me, I've been very guilty as of late of not sleeping very much. I've actually had people in Discord yell at me, telling me to go to sleep. So thanks, Jen, for keeping me in check and making sure I get some sleep. But if that's it, we will call it a night for this Vertcoin talk. We'll see you guys next month. I'm going to try and do some shorts out of this one, and you know, if we get some cool updates or anything of that nature, or if one of the developers want to have a talk, we may do an impromptu thing here over the course of this month. But let me leave you. I'm going to run some of our previous videos. So if anybody has never seen some of our other videos, we'll give you the introduction video that we're currently using in ads, and then we'll phase it out with some closing music. But guys, thank you again for joining me on this episode of Vertcoin Talk, and we will see you in the next one.
What is Vertcoin? Vertcoin is an open source, truly decentralized digital currency that can be sent from peer-to-peer over the internet. There are no intermediaries, no chargebacks, and most importantly, you control your money. Vertcoin is sent and received from a digital wallet on your mobile phone or PC. When you send Vertcoin, the transaction is published to a distributed public ledger, whereby users are incentivized to verify transactions with their computer processing power in return for a Vertcoin reward. Surprisingly, most transaction verification for leading cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin, is not done by its users at all. It is handled almost entirely by large data centers called mining farms. These farms use specialized hardware called ASICs, which are primarily owned and operated by large mining companies and ASIC manufacturers. So why does it matter? ASICs centralize power in the hands of a few, allowing them to manipulate transaction fees, force protocol changes, and block others. Vertcoin foresaw the issues ASICs would bring and pledges to keep its mining algorithm ASIC resistant by hard forking if needed. By allowing users to profitably mine coins on home desktop PCs and laptops, Vertcoin stays true to the original vision of cryptocurrency, a financial system owned and run by its users. Visit vertcoin.org to get started.